is up, everybody? Welcome to SportsShack. My name is Brandon Jordan Natali, along with a great buddy of mine, best buddy of mine, Dennis Charles
Christopher.
I was close. Dennis Christopher Tui.
Yeah,
Future
Dennis
Mr.
Christopher Wolfgang Dewey.
Wolfgang Tui. Future
That's
Mr.
the
Tui.
confirmation. Yeah,
Would you ever
Mr.
go?
D?
Would you ever go Mr. Wolfgang or no?
No, that's not my last name. That's my confirmation name. Now, if I wanted to make myself feel important, would I say Dennis C.W. Tui? Absolutely.
Okay.
For like if I ever wrote a book or something like that, and then like back picture me in a turtleneck, black and white photo, looking all pretentious and such. Yeah.
Okay.
Dennis C.W. Tui.
Got you. My confirmation name, I believe it's Salvatore. My opposite middle name is Gerard. My name fits me. I was supposed to be Sal. My family wanted to kind of change it, do something different. So Brandon came up. It's
So you would have been what, Sal the Third?
I guess my great grandpa was Sal. I'm not sure about his father before him. Then obviously my grandpa was Sal. My dad's Sal. I guess I would have been the fourth. I guess. And then my uncle, his name is Anthony. So we call him Tony, obviously.
Sal the Fourth.
Imagine. I mean, it fits me. I like it. Brandon G. Natali. It fits me. Like Brandon Gerard. I don't know. I like it. It fits me a lot. But in other news, I'm excited for this weekend because I'm going away to Florida for a little bit, for a couple of days. I wish I was staying longer, but
I didn't realize you guys were going away to Universal this weekend. Oh.
Say it again.
No, because you were just talking about you guys are going to Universal, right?
We're going to the.
Or is that a different thing? Or is that a different trip?
No, it's the same trip.
Okay.
We're going to see UCF versus UNC. I see Bill Belichick. I figured I want to go see that. And I never knew this, but Scott Frost actually was a Jet. He's the head coach of UCF. He was a safety for the Jets, and he actually played under Belichick when Belichick was the DC of the Jets, from 98, 97 to 2000, 99. So I just thought that was pretty cool to know. I found that out the other day. That's what Chris sent it to us in the chat. And then what else? So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to I'm excited to go to obviously a college football game. And obviously supposedly at Universal there's the Horror Nights. So supposedly it's pretty scary. Now, I don't know. I'd never been to Universal at night. I've been there once when I was 5, and I actually went there last year. It was pretty cool. It was pretty good. Florida weather, man. It's hot.
I want to go to Universal so bad because I want to see the Marvel. Because it's like a time machine, basically. That has not been touched since the early 2000s or late 90s or whatever. They had the Marvel Park. Because they used to have the rights to a lot of the Marvel characters, like Hulk. So if you look at like the Marvel Universal Park, you see how it looks like classic Marvel, like classic 90s Marvel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's untouched because when Marvel was bought by Disney, that was a part of the deal. Now, because of that, nothing new can be added there. So it's literally a time machine of this is what like a pre-MCU Squirrel Brain comic book fan. Yeah.
This is definitely
in conclusion.
I walked past it. Yeah, I walked past everything. I never knew that it wasn't touched since the 90s.
I don't know if stuff is still in operation or anything like that, but it is like literally like they can't add anything to it. They can't be like, oh, check out the new Gambit ride. It can't be like that. It has to stay the way it was. So it's kind of to me as like somebody who loves history and somebody who loves comic books. It's like a weird intersection of like cultural history. It's just so fascinating.
Well, I love history, and so I love Marvel. So yeah, no, I did walk past it. I know Sal wanted to go on the Hulk ride, and but I was too tired. We went on the Velocicoaster. It was pretty cool. Did you ever go on the Jaws ride?
Never went to Universal. I
Really?
no, I just know that because I know the story. I've never gone to Universal, but I've always really wanted to, and I want to go to the Harry Potter place.
One day. One day I'll take you.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. I feel like a little kid. Oh boy, we're gonna go to Universal.
Going to Disneyland.
I would like to go to Disney World again too. I went there when I was 5, but I was too young to really appreciate it. Just 5, just turning 6. Like a
Oh,
week after, like a couple of days after, maybe while we were there. No, we left on what, the 14th, July 13th or 14th. It was right before my birthday. We left Disney World. I remember the watermelon soda I had in Morocco. Ooh, baby, you don't forget that. All right. So, speaking of Florida, you're going to the game, college this weekend.
yes.
Florida, home of sports, right? And we see for the 5th straight year, Tampa Bay Buccaneers off to a 2-0 start. Ahoy, matey. Raise the Jolly Roger.
Um, yeah, no, I'm excited for that. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of off track. Like the reason why I wanted to go obviously is because supposed to be college game days going, so I'm excited for that.
Do you have a sign?
No, but I think our friend has a sign that he's gonna put up. So supposed to go to the tailgate. The game starts at 3:30, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. So quick little getaway. So I'm excited for that. And yeah, so we'll see. I'll let you know how the game day experience is, how that is. I'm gonna see some people down there that I know that moved down there. It's gonna be fun to see them. Some people from Plain Edge. Now, obviously, obviously some childhood friends that
Oh,
down there.
okay. I'm spinning the wheels here. Okay, wow. All right. Some people have probably haven't seen in like 10 years.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Because I'm guessing you mean like Frank, Vito.
I think Buchler's down there, yeah, and Vito. I know Vito's down there, so we'll be able to see him.
Oh, wow. Good for you guys. Tell them I
Um,
said hello.
I will. Um, hmm. There's a lot. There's a lot to talk about. Obviously, the NFL. The NFL. Obviously, it's a hot topic, but I feel like um, the MLB right now is pretty intense. As I think there's only 11 games left.
Yo, they're coming down to the wire.
It's coming down to the wire. So obviously, we got the playoff push coming. Let's take a look at the standings real quick. Actually, I'm gonna pull up my phone. In 1 second. So obviously we got the Blue Jays. Oh my God, so the Yankees are 4 games back. Blue Jays obviously have the East right now. Tigers lead the Central. And the Astros actually that's a tight race. I'm definitely going to discuss that. The AL West right now, the Astros and the Mariners fighting off. It'd be really cool if the Mariners could actually get the division title for the first time, probably way before we were even born, probably before my sister was even born. So that's going to be interesting to watch to see how that's going to transpire. Texas Rangers not that far behind, but that's going to be an interesting race. We're going to talk about that soon. The NL East came down to the Phillies. The Mets, their second half collapse obviously it got them good. So obviously the Phillies clinched that division. The Mets obviously still have the wild card spot. The Brewers and the Cubs, they have the Central. They both clinched playoff spots, but the Brewers lead the Central. They're 93 and 59. They matched their total amount of wins that they had last year. And obviously the Cubs, they clinch a playoff spot, so either they get division or the wild card, and all it comes down now to is the NL West. We got the Padres and the Dodgers, and the Padres are only 2 games back, so Dodgers are probably playing for every game now. This is all this comes to the wire. So now Let's talk about the AL East first. So obviously, Blue Jays obviously began the year signing Vlad Guerrero, their star first baseman, to a huge mega contract. And obviously, and then the Yankees, obviously, they had a great start to the year, but started, coming back down to earth a little bit. Same with the Mets. And they're only 4 games back. I know they had some good games these past couple of days. So, Dennis, I have to ask, obviously, the Yankees are definitely going to make the playoffs. That's for sure. But how do you look at them now coming into the season? Do you see them obviously, uh, you know, winning? Do you see them winning the division and then going through there, or do you think they're going to fare better in the wild card spot? How do you think the Yankees fare?
Just stay away from Boston. Anyone but Boston. I'm confident against anyone but Boston in the American League.
Right.
In the World Series, if we play the Dodgers, I don't think you guys are making the playoffs. If we play the Dodgers, I'd be nervous. Padres can give us a tough run. I like our odds against anybody else. Just stay away from Boston. They
Stay away
always
from
have our number. I know we just took 2 out of 3 against them, but the data over the last 5-6 years, they've owned us.
the Red Sox are coming.
Keep away from Boston.
Coming
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
Yankees.
seriously. Paul Revere riding around.
Yeah.
But stay away from Boston. That's it. That's it. I don't care. Home, way. Don't care. Just don't play them. If they play them, I think we're in jeopardy. The Red Sox probably should have ran away with the division. I don't know what happened to the start of their season. I know the Raffy Devers stuff really derailed it. Am I mad because I had a postseason bet of them and the Dodgers both winning their division? Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little ticked off. But
Do you think that
Boston, I don't know what happened there, but if they click, we can't beat them.
do you think that the Red Sox, do you think they would have been the same with Rafael Devers? Do you think they would have been better? Or do you think that trade had to happen?
It had to happen because he was creating a logjam, and now you have important. First of all, he has not been that good on the Giants. Second of all, now you have flexibility with your players. Like Yoshida has been able to play pretty well recently. He wasn't getting any playing time when Devers was there. Like you have guys on that team that are, that are contributing. And now what they got back was really just prospects that haven't really played. That was a big part of the reason they were able to call up Roman Anthony when they did. Like so many like little things were affected by that because he did not want to play first base. So the DH spot was just a void that he had to play in. Well, now you have that flexibility and you have guys that are showing up and playing really well for them. And the pitching's been pretty good too. Garrett Crochet, obviously, is Garrett Crochet, but even Lucas Giolito had some decent games lately.
Okay.
Aroldis Chapman out of the pen. He might get Cy Young votes, and that's no joke, man. That guy's been insane. Brian Bayo has had a good career, good season. He's always been up on my Yankees.
Chapman is definitely a revival of a career for sure.
Definitely, but you look at what Brian Bayo was able to do over the last couple of games: 6 innings, 3 earned runs, 5 innings, 3 earned runs. Both of them are wins. 6.2 innings, 1 earned run, 7 innings, no runs. He's been clicking for them. Like they're a scary team, man. And we need another fish to go after them. Like I said, I'm confident against the other teams.
They always stay away from Boston. Mm-hmm. But you're looking at the Yankees, though. I mean, Judge, he's definitely been playing lights out. He's almost close to 50 home runs again for the second time in his career. I looked at his stats again yesterday at Baseball Reference. You can make the argument Aaron Judge is probably the best hitter of our generation. I know you've said that plenty of times, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't even think it's an argument.
Like, no, I said to myself, maybe top 20 hitter of all time. Now, you can tell me from going out, and that's coming from the Mets fan. But you just looking at the stats, they're off the charts. He's leading the league in every single category.
Except home runs.
Right.
It's the only one he's not. Kyle Rowley's having a ridiculous year. Could you imagine if Judge just goes on one of those Judge tears and just has like 10 down the stretch of the season and into the playoffs and is just raking and he takes the home run title, triple crown, leads the Yankees to a World Series, and then I wake up.
It was only just a dream.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that's the AL East. So taking a look at the Central, you got the Tigers. Obviously, they ended the 10-year playoff drought last year, and they almost made it close to the ALCS, but Cleveland, the Guardians played a better series, and only 4.5 games back. So looks like the Tigers, I feel like, have that taken care of. Looks like it to me.
Yeah, they should. There was some scariness about Tariq Skubal left the game the other day, and people thought that he might have been injured. Turns out he's doing fine. So we'll see. But outside of Tariq Skubal, that team, that pitching staff, I don't know. They don't really seem. They seem like they're a year away from being, a legitimate superstar contender team. And listen, they have guys in the lineup. That's not. I mean, they put up double digits on us in 3 games last week. I can't really hate on them too much, but the pitching staff is something that a lot of people have been concerned about. Outside of Skubal, we'll see. I'm not really nervous about it.
All right.
But yeah, they definitely are going to win that division. It'd be crazy if they didn't.
Well, for sure. Now we got to talk about the Astros and the Mariners. And I feel like obviously the Astros had the AL West for a very long time now.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle Mariners, known as one of the teams that had long playoff drought for spanning at least 20 years.
Yeah, it was 21 years from 01 to 22. Their last in 01, they won the division championship. That's the last time they won the AL West championship. And now that was the year they set the wins record in the regular season. And now they're trying to make a run at it. They're a half game behind Houston. They went on a 9-game winning streak to get back into the race, really, and really closing in on Houston and knocking on the door. And down the stretch for the season, they have one against the Royals tonight, 3 on the road at Houston, 3 at Colorado, 3 at the Dodgers. And all the while, Cal Raleigh, 56 home runs, the most in Mariners history, the most by a switch hitter in a single season. And he's chasing Judge's record. And if he beats Judge's record, I don't know. There might be more of an argument for him to win MVP. I thought that he had it locked up, but apparently a lot of other people disagree. I didn't realize Judge was still number 1 in all those other stats. It's ridiculous. Because he missed some time.
He did miss some time. I'm still putting up good numbers. But, credit to the Mariners if they're able to take the division, especially with what that franchise has been through, the fan base. So, it's good to be good for them to take the division. So I like to see how they come out. And I know DeGrom got, just looking at the Rangers now, I know DeGrom got shelled last night. I think he gave up 5 runs, which is not too bad. But considering he had a good start against the Mets last week, but they're not too far out. But yeah, so we'll see how they go. Now, obviously the NL East, nothing really to talk about there. Obviously the Phillies ran away with the division. They just kept winning games after games. People thought that the Mets had a shot even after when the Mets, swept them at home, but then Philadelphia came right back and they swept us in a 4-game series in Philly. So that was crazy to watch. And so now we'll see. We'll see how the Mets fare. But we'll look at the wild card standings later. Right now, we're just looking at obviously division leaders. So nothing really, good for the Phillies taking that division. Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper. Kyle Schwarber's on a tear. He almost the other day, I don't know if you saw, he almost hit 4 home runs. I know that was pretty recent. So that would, or no, I think he did hit 4 home runs, but he almost could have hit 5. Yeah, he did hit 4 home runs, but he almost could have hit 5.
Unbelievable. He's having a great year, man.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys I feel like a lot of people take for granted just how good he actually is. As really weird as that sounds.
I feel like a lot of people look at the average when they don't look at obviously the OPS, the on-base percentage, his slugging, and just power that he has. It's just insane. Now, obviously, looking at the NL Central, you got the Brewers, the Cubs. Cubs, obviously, they secured their playoff spot last night, first since 2020. And then, obviously, the Brewers, they, same win totals they had, since last year. So, obviously, I feel like they were going to run away with the division. They're one of the top teams. And credit to Chicago. I feel like Chicago's a tough team. Like, obviously with Kyle Tucker and a bunch of other players. I don't think I'd want to face them in the playoffs. We'll see. Cincinnati, they're just fighting it out. They're still in it, but they're just fighting it. And obviously, you got the NL West. You got the Dodgers, Padres, fighting it out. The Padres are a good team, especially playing a tough series against the Mets. So, obviously they got the second wild card spot, but obviously, I feel like they definitely got to clinch right away. It's either they get the division or they get wild card spot. I don't see a problem with them making the playoffs. But now she's looking at obviously the wild card spot for the National League. The Mets are now only a game. The Diamondbacks are creeping up, only a game and a half. They beat the Giants. No, the Giants actually. Luckily, the Giants beat them. That was good. That was a big series for each team.
Did you see that game? Because it was a really early game, so you might have been at work.
I saw some highlights. I saw Verlander pitch 7 innings.
I watched on MLB Network when I was waiting for my online class to start. What a game! What a game! 9 innings pitched by Brandon Pfaadt from the Diamondbacks. 9 innings pitched of scoreless baseball. Gets taken out going into the 10th inning, obviously. And then the Diamondbacks keep it. Bases loaded, 1 out. Strand 3 runners to stay in the game. Unbelievable. Bottom of the 10th happens. They can't score. And then the Giants, the dam finally breaks and the Giants put up a bunch on them in the top of the 11th. But what a game, man. Justin Verlander, vintage Justin Verlander, man. It was a fun watch. It was a fun watch. I was happy for that, man. I needed a game like that. So not a lot of scoring, but and it's a playoff vibe. These two teams, they both need to take each other out, and it was fun, man. I had a great time watching it. I like games like that. You forget sometimes when there's two good teams vying for a playoff spot, man. You forget. You take it for granted.
Yeah, no, it was. That was definitely a good game. The Mets are kind of fighting out neck for neck right now. Just looking at it from the Mets aspect, I definitely, they set an MLB record, Dennis. 46 pitchers used this year. Don Hamill was the pitcher that helped them break that record, and I think they just DFA'd him today. I think the Met game's actually going to start pretty soon. So, there's a lot to be said for this year. I mean, you can't really blame it on Juan Soto.
No,
Juan Soto was not the issue. He's having one of the best years of his career. He's about to break his home run, a career high in home runs for him in a season. The pitching definitely got to him this year. Where a lot of it was the injuries, relying on Frankie Matas to fill in the kind of Severino, and then the Severino role. Obviously they signed back Minaya, but Minaya obviously he got hurt and had an oblique injury, and he didn't really come back the same. Kodai Senga was pitching great, and then he got hurt, and he hasn't been the same. So now, Clay Holmes kind of burnt out. And then Griffin Canning was looking good, but then he tore his Achilles. You hate to see that. And then, what else? I'm not, I like that luckily, Nolan McLean has looked good. So that's a plus. That's a bonus. I wish they didn't bring up Jonah Tong. Brandon Sprout's looking like the real deal so far, but I'm definitely worried about Jonah Tong.
He's going today for you guys against the Padres, against Randy Velasquez.
I just hope it wasn't too soon. Like they called him up. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, they're desperate, the Mets.
I think once the season ends and they, head to the off season, it'll probably, they'll probably regroup and they'll be more focused on, definitely got to sharpen up the pitching staff, who you want pitching for you, and all that. Who you want in your rotation. Clay Holmes is probably going to go back to the bullpen, which is not a bad, not bad. Not that he hasn't been good, it's just he's been burnt out. He can't go 4 innings. David Peterson was pitching like a southpaw, and now he came back crashing down to earth. It's been an interesting year, to say the least, for the Mets. So hopefully next year they can be even better. We'll see. A lot of questions for the Mets, but they're just fighting it for the wild card spot. It's just hard for them to win games. I just don't understand it, Dennis. And some analyst said it, I forgot where, but once you're in a baseball slump, it's hard to get out of. Like it's baseball slumps, they're hard and they're real. They're legit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are. And at some point, like, what do you even do if you're the Mets? Like you're out of moves. You're out of moves. Like, this is it. Look around. This is it. This has got to be the team. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't see them having this kind of collapse this year. I thought that they were going to put up a pretty good run to win their division. I thought they were going to come in second place to the Braves on the first day of the season. I thought they were going to make the playoffs anyway. But I'm not impressed. And I got to be honest with you. And maybe it's just because I've been, for those of you who are just listening and don't really know me in my day-to-day life, went back to night school. So I haven't had as much time to hone in on both the Mets and the Yankees like I normally have. And obviously I'm a Yankees fan, so I've been really following them. How's Lindor been doing lately? Because I felt like he wasn't as much of a factor towards the end of this season as he was last year when he was like a super weapon for them, and how important he was down the stretch, and a huge reason they made. Oh, okay, he's on a bit of a hit. Oh, he's on a hitting streak. All right. Felt like for a while this season he kind of vanished. But I like the rest of the team's potential, but the rotation, you got to fix it in the offseason. This can't be your rotation again. You put so much faith in Kodai Senga, who's constantly day-to-day, or goes 4 innings and gets hurt. Put so much faith in a Sean Manaea, who just came back from a pretty bad injury. So much faith in Clay Holmes, who's a closer for his career up until this season. So much faith in a lot of guys that were risky bets, high risk, high reward, I guess is what they thought. But I think our guy there, Stearns, learned that this ain't the Brewers and this ain't the NL Central anymore, buddy. These teams are here to win. You know, you got to go through some teams. Even the bad teams in this division can give you a game. You know, that's my thought.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly well said. But yeah, I guess that wraps up baseball for now. And yeah, this is crunch time. This is game time. These next week and a half is going to determine a lot. So we're going to see. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch. Now, in terms of NFL Week 3, there's been a lot of injuries going on. A lot of quarterback injuries, too. Jaden Daniels has a knee sprain. J.J. McCarthy with an ankle injury. I don't know if he's been playing hurt because his play hasn't been up to par from what the Vikings have advertised to us, especially since they let Sam Darnold go in free agency. Brock Purdy playing with turf toe as well and a shoulder injury. And also, and obviously, of course, Wilhelm Justin Fields obviously got a concussion, so now he's out. And obviously, the big news, Joe Burrow out with a grade 3 turf toe. And so, of course, he's my QB1 in fantasy. Of course, the year I draft him, that happens. What are you going to do? It happens. It's life. I hope Joe Burrow has a good recovery, and he's now out for at least 3 months. And that's a long time. Luckily, the season just began, too. So, but yeah, I feel bad. I think the biggest injury, obviously, with that is, Joe Burrow. The fact that, obviously, what he means to the Bengals organization and to the players he plays with. Him, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase are a great tandem, a great trio. And obviously, that offense goes, Joe Burrow is a leader that commands that offense pretty well. Not to say Jake Browning can't lead that offense. He's actually a good backup. And actually, I think the right man to actually take the job right now. He's been with the Bengals. He knows he's played for that organization for a little bit now. It just sucks because the NFL is definitely a different place when Joe Burrow is playing and he's in the playoffs. They obviously haven't been in the playoffs for the past 2 years now. Potentially could be 3. So I think out of all the injuries, which all are bad, terrible injuries, especially Justin Fields with his concussion. But obviously, the biggest injury right here, obviously, is Joe Burrow.
Couldn't agree more. I have a lot of thoughts about it. First of all, he's always getting sacked a bunch of times and getting hurt. They got to start investing more in the offensive line, but they got to also stop going for these 5 wide receiver sets. Dude, it's not working. You need more protection. You need more protection. Simple as that. I know Joe Burrow gets a ton of yardage stats. I know his receivers are happy with it because they get a ton of stats. Great, fine and dandy. But at the same time, too, you need more tight ends or you need a beefier offensive line. You can't just have 5 wide receivers going out every time. Can't do it. I know it leads to their high-powered offense. I get it. But you got to keep your quarterback healthy, man. You got to keep him in the game. So I wonder if this is going to change their approach long term because it's starting to stand out a bit. Like, yeah, you're getting all these stats, but you're also getting clobbered, and that's just not sustainable. I remember I was with you watching the Super Bowl you went to in our friend's house. We were there,
Yes.
and I remember thinking that this is our generation's Dan Marino. I don't think he's going back. I don't think he's going back. I think he lost, and I don't think he's going back. I still think it. Whether it's, comparing Jamar Chase and T. Higgins to the Marks brothers that Marino had, I don't see it. I don't see a path for them to go back. Ruthless division, the AFC North. Ruthless. And on top of that, like I said, you can't keep the guy healthy. So it's great. They have 2 excellent wide receivers, but you need more. I don't know if it's figuring in more of the run game. And listen, turf toe, it happens. It's freak injuries with him. I get it. But there's ways you can mitigate those freak injuries as well. And I don't think the Bengals have done that. So I'm very concerned. Do I think they can make the playoffs without him? Yes. Do I still think they can win the division? Probably not. Not this way. If they maybe change some things around, maybe. You never know. You never know. Derrick Henry had less than 20 yards last week. You never know in this league.
Did he? Really?
He did. Less than 20 yards. He had a very bad game.
That's crazy.
I think he actually might have had 20-something. He might have had less than 30, now that I'm thinking about it more critically. But
yeah, no, so perfectly well said on Joe Burrow. A lot of people comparing him to Andrew Luck, saying that they've had similar careers. Where they're obviously saying he's been sacked more actually than he has at this point of his career.
Yeah, the year they went to the Super Bowl, the Bengals, he led the league in sacks by a large margin. And I did fact check myself. Derrick Henry had 23 yards against the Browns this past weekend. 23. So it's pretty impressive to hold him there. Now I know that the Ravens still won 41-17, but listen, a 2-0 Bengals start when we've all criticized them for starting off slowly, at least gives them a little bit of a cushion. It's one game, but it's still something.
Right.
And just try to be ahead of the Ravens until you actually play them, and hopefully you can steal a game there too.
All right, but obviously definitely sucks for. I feel like with the Niners, they're off to a good start. The 2-0. They had a good game against the Saints last week. Mac Jones. I had a feeling when Mac Jones was, when I heard he was starting for the Niners under center, I knew the Niners were going to be fine. Because he's a decent. He's more of a pocket passer, but at the same time, if you need him to move, he can. But I definitely have faith that he's able to. If he was under center for the Jets, I know he'd be able to sling it, be able to just move the ball downfield, find the open receivers. He connected on with Juwan Jennings plenty of times, and obviously, they won 26-21. So good for them for it's why backup is important in the league. It's good to have a decent backup. So hopefully Brock Purdy gets well. He's probably going to come back probably week 6, week 7. Now with Justin Fields, I don't know what happened to the Jets this past Sunday. I was out, so I actually couldn't watch the game. I was at Tobay. I was working for Connoisseur. So I didn't see most of the game, but a lot of people told me, they're like, Brandon, you didn't miss anything. And from what I've heard, from what I've seen, it probably looked like it would have been one of the worst Jet games I've ever watched. So I guess it was good. I watched it. And obviously Justin Fields left with a concussion after taking a hit from Joe, and hitting his head hard on the ground from Joey Bosa. So he's out this week, and Tyrod Taylor's coming in. So I'm excited to see how Tyrod's going to play. It'd be cool if he can get us a win. But the Buccaneers are coming off red hot, especially Baker Mayfield play Thursday night. This past Monday against the Houston Texans. So we'll see. But I like Tyrod Taylor. I think he's a decent, he's a career backup journeyman. When I've seen him play, I think he's definitely got the mobility. But my question is his durability. He takes too many hits, and he can't stay healthy. That's always been a knock on him, especially someone said the other day, he holds on to the ball for too long, and that's what happens when you take the hits. So yeah, we shall see on that. Now, Dennis, I do ask you, we were talking about this the other day, the tush push. This is definitely a most popular play, definitely in Philadelphia. Like I'm sure when people in the streets are playing football, they're doing the tush push. It's in Philadelphia. It's their favorite thing. I get it. It's what helped them win. I guess people saying you got to stop it. But as an owner of A.J. Brown in fantasy, and especially just as a football fan, they probably should ban the tush push. I don't know.
I disagree.
Really?
I don't like banning plays or anything like that. It's too good for you to stop it. Other teams could do it. What's stopping them? And I'll tell you, like strategically, a big reason why the Eagles have been successful and other teams aren't, no huddle right into the tush push. They take advantage of a weak defense that they can't get their biggest front four on. Why? Because on third down, usually you throw the ball. So you have those kinds of players that are more geared towards that. You have less of the run stoppers up there. So they go no huddle and they go right into it. You could do the same thing. If I know this, dude, I'm not a coach. If I know this, if I noticed this, if I saw those stats, you could have too. Not you, buddy. I mean, opposing teams could figure this out and do the same darn thing to everybody else if it was that unstoppable. Their guys are better at it than your guys. Get over it. That's the way I look at it. It sucks. I thought that A.J. Brown was going to have 6 or more touchdowns this year. I'm with you, buddy. It's trash. Yeah. And for some reason, he's just completely vanished from their offense. I don't know. But actually, I don't know how he did week 2, but week 1, he was nothing.
But still, at the same time,
it's not exciting. I get it. It's a rugby play in football. It doesn't matter if it works. If it works, why are we going to stop? Come on, man. That's the way I look at it.
Well, I'm happy to have your own views. I mean, I guess, yeah, we'll see. I guess, if you're able to stop it, you're able to stop it. I don't know how Jalen Hurts does it. I mean, he has like 55 rushing touchdowns. A lot of people saying that the reason why they do the tush push and they run a lot is because they're not confident in Jalen Hurts. I disagree with.
That's so stupid.
I think
Jalen. We need something to fill time on ESPN.
Jalen Hurts to me is definitely not. He's not overrated. You see the wide receivers he was dealing with in his rookie year in 2020. He was throwing it to wide receivers like Travis Fulgham and agent Deshaun Jackson. I think Zach Ertz was still there on the roster. No disrespect to him. But you see the players that he was throwing. There is.
You better not disrespect Zach Ertz. He's been one of the best tight ends of the league this year.
There's Greg Ward Jr., just saying, just these receivers. And then obviously you look at them now. He helped build that culture with Nick Sirianni. They did build something there. And no, I like Zach Ertz. Obviously, he's still playing at a high level. So yeah, no disrespect to him. So to say that he's overrated to me is pretty mind-boggling. And those are just haters. Definitely a lot of haters from the NL, from the NFC East. So like I said, Jalen Hurts, he's not overrated.
Yeah, I like Jalen Hurts. You know what it is? I don't want to hate the Eagles back. Between us, I'll cover the logo. Pretend that I'm not wearing this blue jersey. I kind of like the Eagles. I like a lot of their players.
They're a good team.
They have clean jerseys, bro. They got my guy Barkley. They got Dallas Goedert, who I'm a fan of, and they win. Good for them. But I don't care. I don't care about the tush push. I always thought the tush push was the epitome of they hate us because they ain't us. That's what that was. Interview, great movie. That movie was cracked me up.
I was gonna say.
Love that movie, man.
That's
That movie cracked me up. I think I said cracked me up. I meant to say cracked me up. Anyway, do you want to talk about another NFC East team?
There is Washington Commanders, who actually
I don't care about them.
You don't care that they just reached a deal on a new $65,000, like stadium in Washington D.C.
$65,000 or $65 million?
65,000 people.
Oh, thank you.
That's the capacity of the stadium that they're going to build near their RFK site. So they're going back to D.C.
All right, maybe I do care about that. That's kind of fun for them.
That is pretty big. Especially, you want to talk about a team that went through a whole culture change? Looking further. Got to a complete 360, especially going 12-5 last year. So more to it. So their $3.8 billion stadium project got approval from the Washington, D.C. City Council. In a statement, so this is probably we're not going to see the stadium until at least 2030. So today's a historic day for the Commanders and our fans. With the council's approval, we can now move forward on the transformative RFK project that would bring lasting economic growth for our city. This achievement wouldn't have been possible without the dedication and collaboration between Mayor Bowser, I guess, Chairman Mendelson, the council and the council's community, business, and labor leaders whose voices and input helped shape the process in every step of the way. We're deeply grateful for the warm return to the district and center of the DMV, and look forward to officially bring the team back to its spiritual home. Josh Harris, Commanders managing partner. So good for them. So really good.
Bowser. Quack, 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 quack. Anytime he laughs in the Super Mario games, it just does a quack, quack, quack. It always cracks me up. Okay. That's fun for them, man. DC's nice, man. I went to Washington, D.C. for the Nationals game a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
Good time. I think I spoke about it on here. Had a good time down there. Saw some live music beforehand. Had a good time. Got a little drinky in this system. A little hammered, but that's okay. If you're paying to watch a Nationals game this year, you deserve it. No, I'm happy that the Commanders are coming home. It always kind of feel the same way about my beloved Giants. To be calling yourself one thing and not actually be playing there, it skeeves me out a little bit. Like the New York Giants and the New York Jets, I feel uncomfortable. With it. I don't like it. They should be the New Jersey Giants and the New Jersey Jets. So for the Washington, D.C. team to go back to Washington, D.C., monumentous, yes. But, it makes sense. It should be this way.
Bielon just hit a home run for us.
Groovy.
What was the other
Giants,
team you wanted to talk about?
Come on. What are you doing? Get this guy out of here. Get this guy out. Out. Ban him. Moderators, ban him. Get him out.
Well, excuse me.
Mr. T's going to kick you out of the class, man. You can't be doing that. What other team? The Giants. I'm mad that the Giants lost. I didn't like some of the play calling. I thought running to Jackson Dart on all those stupid run plays was lame. Worked the first time at Camp Scatterboo. Loved it. After that, gimmicky, lame, didn't work. They knew it. The opposing team, the Dallas Cowboys, you saw it coming from a mile away, tighten it up. But let me tell you something. Russell Wilson, he threw a game-losing interception. That wasn't fun. But let me tell you something. Sunday night on NBC. Home of the Peacock. Kansas City Chiefs are coming to New York to play the Giants. Or coming to New Jersey to play the Giants. Giants are going to win.
A lot of people have the Giants. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in KC
Giants
right now.
Win that game. The Giants are going to win that game. I'm telling you right now. I don't think it's going to come to a last-second field goal. I think the Giants are going to win that game. I think the Giants are going to win by 3. How about that? How about that?
How about them Giants?
How about that? My New York Football Giants are going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs by 3 or more points.
No, that's not a bad thing to say. That's not ridiculous to say because the Giants. Obviously Russell Wilson. He cooked a great, beautiful chicken parm dinner.
Tommy Cutlets, come on! Of course,
he was cooking up cutlets of his own. It definitely wasn't from Tommy Cutlets. It was from Russell Wilson. And I said it to you guys. Russell Wilson's going to help you guys win games. Obviously, they didn't win this game, but he's going to give you great quarterback play efficiency, something that you guys haven't seen in a while. And obviously, with Daniel Jones and the Giants, it just wasn't a fit. That's a whole other situation to talk about. But just looking at the Giants, they just played a great game against the Cowboys. That was a great game. So far, I think the best game of the year.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Brandon Aubrey, they wouldn't have won that game. They'd be 1-1 right now. So
I think the best game of the year is still Ravens-Bills. But I think Cowboys-Giants was almost just as good. And let me tell you something.
The best game of week 2, probably. Besides Texans and Tampa Bay, that was actually game 2.
100%. No, this game is better than that. You know why the Giants are going to win on Sunday?
What's it?
They got one guy. Wandale.
Oh my God.
Robinson.
You got
I love Wandale Robinson, bro. He had a monster game, bro. Did you see those stats?
I did.
Come on, you couldn't stop him. You couldn't stop him. I'm sure after the game, Randy Moss was asking him for some pointers. I mean, come on. Wandale Robinson was an absolute unit in that game. You could not stop him. Oh, I'm allowed to get delusional every once in a while. All right? I'm very fair, very level-headed with all my teams, but my Giants, that's the one team. Them and the Devils are the 2 teams I allow myself to just go completely buck wild with. And let me tell you something. 8 receptions on 10 targets, not bad. 142 yards and a touchdown. Mama, there goes that man. Can't stop Wandale Robinson.
No, you can't.
Can't stop him. Can't stop, won't stop. And if I started him over Darnell Mooney, then I would have had the second highest points in our league of week 2. And I had the highest points in our league in week 1. So how about that? How about that?
Yeah, I'm not excited. I'm not excited for fantasy this week, but that's a whole other discussion. But is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up?
Go Giants. Cowboys sneaky good though. I got to give them credit. Their defense lackluster this year. Oh, and be careful. Be careful. I think that the Steelers missing. I don't think they're going to have a winning record this year. And I think the Patriots are going to light them up.
Well, that's what they play this week.
Yep. In Foxborough. Gillette Stadium. And I don't think it's going to be a close shave for our Pats. I think they're going to blow the doors off. Bad defense so far from the Steelers. Really bad defense. Poor offensive line work. Yep. I'm liking this one for Ramondre Stevenson and the Patriots. Yeah. Second straight win for Mike Vrabel. This is the head coach of the New England Patriots. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it. Hello.
All right.
Hello.
See. All I gotta say is thank you to everybody for tuning in to Sports Shack. My name is Brandon Jean Talley. I'm the best buddy of mine, Dennis Tui. Dennis Christopher.
Wolfgang Tui. I was pointing to my name so they know who I was.
I don't know where you put. I was like, where are you pointing? I'm definitely gonna watch Jonah Tong hopefully light up the Padres. We'll see how that goes.